Fail on the keys.
For being here for our live stream. It's so strange to be addressing everybody and knowing that there's lots of people watching, but it's just us here. We're here in the Hall River Ballroom tonight in my hometown of Saxby, North Carolina. I grew up just a few miles away. I actually had one of my first jobs bartending here. I was a horrible bartender. I'm actually a better banjo player, which
Sarah
is scary to think.
into the music that she would just be watching the bands playing on stage, and people would be like, hey, I want this beer. And she was like, I asked you 3 times. And she was like, oh, what?
That was my life when I was 18, I guess. But yes, we're here at the Hall River Ballroom. If we haven't met yet, my name is Sarah, and this is my husband, Austin, and we are Chatham Rabbits. And we're here with our amazing band tonight. We have Spencer Mobley on the mandolin. We have Alan Barnosky on the bass. We have Gabe Anderson on drums. And Joe McPhail is over here on keys and the tiny banjo. And we're also joined here tonight by Wild Pony Productions. They are a live streaming company from right down the road, and they have helped us make this live stream event possible. And we're so glad that this worked out. So thanks for being here, y'all.
As a lot of you guys know, we just released our second full-length album on May 1st. And, you know, the world changed a lot since May. And we didn't get to play a normal show. So we are here tonight to play this live stream for you, and we're going to play some of the new songs from the record.
Yeah. We're going to kick it off with my personal favorite tune on the album. It's a song...
That's because she wrote it.
I really love this song a lot. It's so much fun to play and so much fun to sing. But I wrote this song after I had to have a real come to Jesus moment with myself. I am definitely an extrovert, and so quarantine and all of this has been tough. And that part of me, really, the extroverted part, really comes out in me when we get to play shows, because I always want to talk to people and get to know everybody. And I want to know people's, like, the stories behind their lives, and like what their kids' names are, and like what kind of dog they have, and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes it can get me into trouble because I end up overcommitting myself and trying to do too much, and I end up, falling a little bit short. So I wrote this song because I still struggle with that, but I have changed a lot this year, and that's what this song is called. Here's This Year.
It's not called I've Changed a Lot This Year.
It's called This Year.
Y'all boys ready or what?
Oh. I want to see a car in East Virginia. I want to know who's behind the wheel. When I pass a cemetery, I want to know who's laying in the when I meet you after the show, there's so much that I want to know. Has your garden been good this year? Does the word of God bring you fear? Oh, I have changed so much this year. Yeah, I have changed so much this year. Well, I want to read your scrapbook. You can't show me all the ones you took. Well, I want to learn your family's names, see your friends from your college days. I'll spend time with you. When I say what I mean is true. I let time slip away without coming up for errand days. But I have changed so much this year. Yeah, I have changed so much this year. Well, I stopped to pull a turtle out in the middle of the road, holding up someone from where they ought to go. I know my progress ain't always clear, but I have changed so much this year. Yeah, I have changed so much this year. I want to see a car in East Virginia. I want to know who's behind the wheel. Woo!
Crowd goes wild.
That song is so much fun to play.
I don't know about y'all at home, but we are really jamming in here. Let me just tell you what.
This is the first time that we have played a show together since mid-February. And we have rehearsed. I don't know if I'm going to be shooting myself in the foot for saying this, but we have rehearsed one time for this. So we are all in this season of uncertainty. We are all just trying new things, and we're just doing the best we can with the first time that so many of us are doing things like this. So I'm proud of us.
One of the big takeaways that we had when we were talking about, everything going on with COVID and just not being able to play music, is that we just hope that we don't take ourselves as seriously anymore, because, we're all just thankful to be listening to music if you're at home, playing music if you're here, and we're just having a really good time. We hope y'all are at home. And we thought we'd throw it on back to a song from our first album and play actually the very first song that Sarah and I ever wrote together.
This is a way back throwback. This is back when Austin was wearing skinny jeans and necklaces and really tight T-shirts. And a couple months ago.
Or maybe tonight. I brought out the tight jeans again.
Oh, ow, ow. But yeah, Austin used to look way different. And then he met me and he was like, oh no.
Oh no, I have to wear, what is those feed sacks on your skirt?
Oh yeah, that's actually a great intro to talk about the dress that I'm wearing tonight.
I was like, skinny jeans aren't going to work with those.
With the feed sack dress. So the dress that I'm wearing tonight it's actually a skirt and a top. My grandmother made it, and the stars on the dress come from feed sacks that were bought right in Chatham County, North Carolina, back in the 40s and 50s. So it's a little piece of history, and I'm really thankful to my grandmother. Hey, grandmother.
So, of course, I had to ditch the
skinny jeans.
All the tight tees. I left that to our drummer, Gabe, who is always sharply dressed.
That's right. We digress.
So, yeah, we're going to play one of those, the very first song we wrote. This one's called Come Home.
Radio too loud for you? Is it the lonely barren country view? Pastures, fields of green. Is it just me? You hate it. We ate with our hands. Damned if I thought this was the promised land. Did I build this house too small? Does it feel empty? 'Cause I lost it all. The wind blows, whispers your name. The dog sits on the porch, howling out your name. I lay awake at night, screaming out your name. Come home. Come home. Come home. Come home. Come home. Come home.
Well, the city streets are cold without you on my arm. I miss you like hell, and I don't miss that farm. And I can't breathe down there on that land. But I know I'll never find myself a better man.
The wind blows, whispers your name. The dog sits on the porch, howling out your name. And I
Come home. Come home. Come home.
Woohoo!
All right.
Are you guys having fun? Yay!
I think that might be the best we've ever played Come Home,
know,
boys.
what
That
in
was
the world?
Nice. That was really good.
It's the best time we've played it tonight, yeah. I'm looking over at Gabe right now, and it's really fun to watch Gabe play drums because his whole body is moving, and I can also tell he's just in the zone because his eyes are kind of crinkled because he's smiling under his mask, and it just is so happy. I love that.
He has a chair with a spring on it, so he's just springing
He's
along,
bouncing.
having a good
A
time.
little leapfrog. Y'all, we have a treat for you. We are going to show you something very special about something that we have been working on this summer. So many of you know that this summer, in lieu of our normal shows, Austin and I have been playing the stay-at-home tour, where we've been taking submissions from people across North Carolina, going to their neighborhoods and playing songs for them right from their front porch and the sidewalk and all of that good stuff. We have a video made by our friends Mike Daniel and Will Cooper that we're going to show to you now. Going great until we got to Santa Fe, New Mexico, and pretty much in one night we lost 6 months of work completely.
Really, that led to ultimately the idea of what if we just bring our music to people's houses?
Right into the dusty town, find yourself a pair.
Hey y'all, my name is Sarah and this is my husband Austin, and we are the band Chatham Rabbits from Chatham County, North Carolina.
We started 2020 recording our second full-length album and simultaneously making one of the biggest purchases of our career. We bought a large tour van, and we were going to take that album and our tour van and go all over the country.
So we went out west to pick up this new tour bus. We landed in Las Vegas. We'd never been out west before, so seeing mountains like that was just crazy to me. We went to a casino, we got in the van, we were driving back east, we went to the Grand Canyon, we got to go fly fishing in Horseshoe Bend, we drove through the petrified forest, and just all of it was so overwhelming and beautiful. And everything was going great until we got to Santa Fe, New Mexico, and this one very cold, rainy night, our phones and our email just started blowing up with festival cancellations, and pretty much in one night we lost 6 months of work completely. We were just at a loss as to where to turn until one night.
Yeah, we had the idea that it would be so cool if you could do a concert almost like a drive-in movie where people could come up and maybe transmit it through the radio, and that really started the conversation of maybe there's a different way to do this music thing, this performance thing that's not just through the screen, where, you know, we can break through and actually get in front of people. And really that led to ultimately the idea of what if we just bring our music to people's houses.
Well, I moved to Chattanooga 'cause I thought I could hide. Well, I stopped to pull a turtle out of the middle of the road.
With the stay-at-home tour, we really hope that we can just connect with people in a way that we would normally do at our shows in theaters or at festivals. And this platform has really allowed us to be able to do that. You know, we started this spring with so much uncertainty, and there is a ton of uncertainty ahead about when we'll be allowed to play at another festival again, when the theaters will open back up. But the Stay at Home tour has just given us so much purpose and so much life, and just allowed us to connect with people, which is what we crave. And we hope that people are getting something out of the Stay at Home tour.
Barren country view.
You know, you'd think you would have a lot less connection with someone when you know you can't be even within 6 feet of them. And what we found is we've actually gained more connections through this, because people are coming out on their porches, attending these concerts that otherwise never would, and they're appreciating the connections with their fellow neighbors that much more, because they know that they, you know, they weren't sure that they would be having that for so long. And yes, we're 6 feet apart. Yes, some of us are wearing masks, and it feels very awkward at times. But at the end of the day, we're just all so appreciative to be seeing each other and to be experiencing a moment together. And we're just honored that our music can bring that moment that people can experience together.
And we are so proud that and excited that we've been able to do this in a way that's safe for everybody, but still gives people that live music experience that they've been craving. Thanks, y'all. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that. We had a lot of fun making it, and we've had a lot of fun playing the Stay at Home tours this summer. I'm sure we're going to chat a little bit more about them as the set goes on.
You know, my parents live in Wilmington, North Carolina. Shout out family, because I know y'all are listening. And a lot of my Wilmington friends are listening too. We did a little pilot run of this idea of getting a trailer and playing these shows in neighborhoods. And we did the trial run in my parents' neighborhood, and we were absolutely blown away. We filmed a video of it, we posted it on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, and we just said, look, if you like this idea and you want us to come to your neighborhood, just let us know and send us an email, and maybe we'll get to you. And we thought, you know, we'll be lucky if we get 20, you know, or so. And in a week, we had over 400 submissions.
It was very overwhelming.
So we are so grateful, because, you know, during this hard time, it's just awesome that neighborhoods are keeping us going and we get to do this.
Yeah, it's been really fun. We have had a lot of adventures and have gotten to meet so many fans that we connected with on Instagram and Facebook and that sort of thing. And we've gotten to actually go to their houses, and it's been really fun. We get to meet their families, and it's just been great. We've also learned that you can tell a lot about a person judging by the contents of their garage. Isn't that right?
Very true. Yeah, we roll by and we're like, oh boy.
This person really loves to kayak because they have 8 kayaks. Or this person has a lot of, in my family, we call it Goodwill piles, you know, piles that are ready to...
That should be at Goodwill, but not
the
there yet.
PTA thrift pile. Y'all, we're going to play you a song just as a duo. This is a song that Austin wrote, so I'm going to brag on him. Austin is an amazing songwriter, and I get to be married to him. He writes songs in the middle of the night, though, and they take like 5 minutes, and it takes me 6 months.
They are in the middle of the night, though. It's really quite a disruption.
It really is. And this is one of those middle of the night songs that was written about mornings, and we're going to play it for you now.
Throw a line in the water, cut the glass on the stagnant July night. The air is thick, I pray to God that the bass will bite. I wanna hear the buzz of a spinning reel, like the thoughts running through my head. But when I'm done I'll walk the gravel home and meet you in our bed. Meet you in our bed. When I open the door, you'll holler at me. Take off your muddy boots. The sun will set, but I won't sleep, just waiting for the coffee to brew. Waiting for the coffee to brew. Mornings are the best part of the day. a truck that hasn't cranked in weeks, and pick up all my tools. Laying in the shed I built last fall, back when the weather was cool. And there's a book I need to read, my grandma left me when she died. I sit on the porch in a rocking chair, crack it open and finally cry. Finally cry. Mornings are the best part of the day, like innocent youthful glow. Nature's way of giving us a brand new, clean slate. Mornings are the best part of the day, like innocent youthful glow. Nature's way of giving us a brand new, clean slate. Clean slate.
Almost lost my breath on that one.
All right.
We're going to get Alan and Spencer back up here. So, Alan and Spencer, talk about having some adventures and interesting stories together. We have put these two through HE double hockey sticks and back. For instance, one night last summer, we invited Alan over there on the bass to go with us to play at Gray Fox Bluegrass Festival in the Catskill Mountains. It was so beautiful. We were so excited to have this really
He's
exciting...
smiling, but secretly he's like, oh boy,
I know where the story's going. So it was a big opportunity for us to get to play there. And we were so excited. We got an Airbnb up in the mountains. It took us like 30 minutes from the festival to get there. And when we got there, we walked in the door and we were immediately knocked over by the smell of bug spray. So they didn't tell us on the Airbnb ad that the lady that ran the Airbnb actually had a bug spray citronella making factory in her house.
If anybody here thinks, anybody listening thinks, oh, it's a good idea to stay in an Airbnb where they make bug spray, think again.
You do not want to do that.
It is the worst thing to smell when you're trying to go to bed.
The funniest part, though, was we got in the house, we bring all of our luggage in, and the lady at the Airbnb said, don't worry, we have a few pets around the house, but they just roam around, and of course we're thinking cats, you know. Well,
dogs, anything
cats,
normal.
something normal. Well, Alan gets up in the middle of the night to go get a glass of water, and in the doorway, as he was leaving our bunk room, there was a huge white rabbit just sitting right there. And Alan decided he did not need that water that bad.
Listen, I know that y'all don't know Alan personally, but Alan does not complain about anything. He is an incredibly just even-keeled guy. And in the morning when we got up, I knew it was a bad situation. I was like, oh,
we need to get out of here.
And Alan looks at me and he's like, hey man, just so you know, no big deal. Like, I'm cool. We can stay here, as long as you want. But there was a rabbit in the middle of the night, and it was bad. But I was like, okay, enough said. New Airbnb. We're leaving.
So that's Alan and Spencer's story number 2. We've got some more, I'm sure, that we're going to share. But next, we're going to play another song off the new album. Austin, tell them how we recorded it while I switch banjos.
So what's cool about this song, for those of y'all who have listened to our new record, we kind of went through the Rolodex of recording it at a professional studio, and we decided sort of at the last minute that scratch that. We're just gonna rent this lake house in Virginia and bring our buddies, and we're gonna bring our mobile rig and just record the whole thing live. And it was really, really fun. And we recorded all on separate microphones, sort of as much of a hi-fi recording as you can get in that environment. But this song in particular, we thought, how fun would it be to crowd around one microphone, sort of, I don't know, at 12 o'clock at night?
Yep.
and record this just around one mic, sort of, making our own dynamics as we went. And that's how we recorded this one. It was really special, and it's called Old and Blue.
This is a song about my Nana, who had my dad when she was a teenager, and I've always really admired her resilience a whole lot, and I just think she's a really awesome person. Hey Nana, if you're watching, this is for you. This is Old and Blue.
The good thing about having young grandparents like Sarah does is that they totally got how to use this link.
That's right. They're YouTube savvy now.
Driving in your car in the summer days, we write our names in the windows of the fog we made. Down Highway 62 with those cotton candy skies, it all came crashing down with those two little lines. A baby at 15 and I was anything but grown, and my wedding dress was blue when we married in the home of this family that I tried to please, while the call of my youth was tugging at my sleeve. 'Cause time keeps turning still, old houses burn, others build, and I'll be old and blue. Well, those were the days when there's nothing more I dread than all the hallway looks and the way they turn their heads. So I left my school for the tobacco farm. I was picking weeds and weeding friends with a baby on my arm. 'Cause time keeps turning still, old houses burning, others build, and I'll be old and blue. Well, I would tell my children that I wouldn't skin their hides. If it happens to them, then I would take their side. I'd tell all of them that we turn the page. I let them live their life while I sit back and age. 'Cause time keeps turning still, old houses burning, others build, and I'll be old and blue. Well, I will be an old lady, frail and slight, just keeping all my secrets locked up tight. How I loved my kids like a mother and a friend, how I was so young I had to grow up with them. Yeah, time keeps turning still, old houses burn, others build, and I'll be old and blue. Yeah, I'll be old and blue. And I'll be old and blue. And I'll be old and blue.
Woohoo!
All right.
Oh
When the
man.
crew goes wild,
That's really a
you know
happy
you did a
thing.
good
All right,
job.
we're going to get Gabe and Joe back up here and play you guys some more tunes. I also wanted to let y'all know that my cousin Katie, our tour manager, is keeping track of all of the comments on YouTube. And we're going to have a time later where she's going to ask us some questions from the audience out there. So if you have any questions or anything in particular that you want us to speak on or talk about, just comment, and hope we can get to some of those questions in a little bit. But for now, we're going to do another throwback, I think.
Yeah, so we're going to do this tune from our first record. And this is just, I was thinking about this song today. And there is a lot of tragedy that's come with coronavirus and what we've been through in 2020. But I think one of the things that we can all agree is a good thing is that we have all done with a lot less material items. And I think this song...
Toilet paper.
Yes, toilet paper. I think this song is a good reminder that sometimes it's not just the material things that matter in life, and it's the experience. Like tonight, hopefully you're at home watching on your TV or your laptop with a glass of wine and just sitting back with your family and enjoying this. And, you know, those are the things that really matter, not the material items. And that's what this tune's about. It's called Holy Dirt.
Wouldn't be a Chatham Rabbit show without some banjo tuning. This banjo is my nemesis. And also my best friend. All right.
One.
Songs we have that end on
Yeah, the last few. We don't end on every song on a vocal strain. We promise.
Promise.
How about Joe McPhail on the keys, ladies
Holy
and gentlemen?
cow.
If you are at home, just give him a dang round of applause. That man is amazing.
Joe does not ever need to rehearse because he's perfect already.
So here's the deal. We recorded this album live with me and Sarah, Spencer, Alan, and Gabe. And I should shout out to our incredible producer who is actually here tonight out there in the abyss, Saman Kajinian.
Saman.
Yes.
There he is.
He's incredible, and he really helped shape this album. But Joe was not present with us for the recording. And I was a little nervous. Saman was like, we should get Joe to come in and do some keys. And I was like, keys? Whoa, we play kind of like bluegrass music. What are the keys,
What are the keys?
he was like, no, trust me, this guy will come in an hour. It'll be like a whole new record. And he came in, and it really changed the game. So we're very thankful for him and all of our incredible musicians as well.
So sometimes when we write a song, it has a meaning for us because, you know, we had the thought to write it in the first place. But there's sometimes when you write a song that you start to have a new appreciation of your own words and your own sentiment. And this next song is one of those examples. So with 2020 and the summer of 2020 being what it has been, I want to take a second to personally acknowledge, you know, the fact that I'm up here playing an African instrument. And it would be, I think, unfair to not acknowledge the racial reconciliation that has been happening and needs to happen in our country. And so when we listen to this and play this song, we think a lot about that, even more so than when we wrote it. And it's just about how much we love our home state of North Carolina, but how the South just has a lot of darkness, and how we're trying to reconcile that. This song is called "The Pledge."
Flowers grow and fish are swimming in the creek. In a few short hours, I'll be back home and the sun will set me to sleep. How can such great beauty come from pain in the dark history of our state? So much blood, sweat, and tears passed down through the years. We're still just trying to wipe away. I pledge to be changed, to make a difference for the sake ones who come long after me. I have stood in the pastures where men were slaves, and the cattle now mark their grave. I have sat in the farmhouse talking with my friends in a room with only white men. It is time to walk and other shoes untie these white men blue. Add the leaves to the table, make more room. We can open the parlor too. I pledge to be changed, to make a difference for the sake of the ones who come long after me. I love Carolina, where the wildflowers grow and the fish are swimming in the creek.
All right.
Y'all, I have to say, I was really getting into that song, and I was really getting into how we were talking about how awesome Joe is. But Joe, you almost made me cry, laugh so hard just then, because I don't know if the camera caught this, and I'm sorry, Joe, I am going to pick on you for a second. Joe, we were just like, he never needs any practice. He's perfect. He's amazing. We start the song, and Joe drops a drumstick down into the piano.
Well, the idea was to get this. The idea was to get this sort of sound.
But did it drop in there?
It rattled more than it actually made the sound. And so it was that's the problem with
A
That's
for
incredible.
effort. That was so, I mean, this is.
So everybody take back your applause for Joe. He needs some work.
Rescind your applause.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
I just had
gosh.
to not look over there because I was like, it's a very serious song. And oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you for that.
You know,
that
speaking of
levity.
serious, I think another takeaway we've had from the pandemic with COVID and not being able to play normal shows is, you know what, when we all get back one day to being able to sit in a venue, I hope that, especially us on stage, like, we just don't take ourselves too seriously, because we're just, you know, we're never going to take this opportunity for granted again. Like, we're just happy to play
Yeah.
music. And I know you guys out there are just happy to be listening. So we just appreciate y'all's support and tuning in to the show.
We really, really do. This is just gives us life, and I can definitely speak for the guys here. We've all talked about how happy we are to just play some music again, and this really crazy year and just the madness of it all has taught us so much. And I agree, Austin. Like, I just want to be grateful.
So another bandmate story that I think is really cool is our drummer Gabe over here. Last night I got on Instagram, and I don't get on Instagram too much. Sarah does a lot of that, and I saw that Gabe posted a picture. It was like midnight maybe or something, and he posted a picture of himself in his closet picking out his shirt for today. And I was just like, yes, it got me so excited. I was like, yes, we're picking out shirts to like play a show.
I know, this is the first time I've worn blush in like 5 months. I don't even know. I think my skin tone has like probably gotten 8 shades paler since then too. But it's so exciting to get to do the things like pick out the shirt and put on the blush and all the things.
By the way, your shirt looks great, Gabe.
Spencer's making fun of me. So, to continue on this journey of dark things and darkness in the South, we're going to do a song for you that was inspired by a book written by North Carolina author Alan Gurganus. And if you've seen one of our shows before, you've heard me introduce Bugle Boy, and you've heard me talk about the story. And I highly recommend that you go look up The Last Living Confederate Widow Tells All. But I want to tell you a new Alan Gurganus and a new Bugle Boy story. So on a stay-at-home tour back in May, we were playing in Hillsborough, North Carolina, in historic Hillsborough. It was beautiful. We were going to the last stop of the night, and we started to play the song Bugle Boy, and I looked out into the street, and I froze because I thought, I really thought that it was Alan Gurganus, the author himself. He lives in Hillsborough, so I was like, of course he's there.
The thing is, Sarah and I, like, we've been playing music for so long, we can communicate with each other while we're playing a song. So she told me while we were playing that she saw Alan Gurganus.
Like with
somehow.
my eyes. I was like...
And I looked out and I was like, wow, this very artsy-looking older gentleman, that must be Alan Gurganus.
Turns out it wasn't Alan Gurganus, but I was
so
paranoid
nervous.
the
She
whole
forgot-
song.
she
I was
forgot
like,
half the words.
oh my gosh, is this copyright? Like, what am I going to do? It wasn't Alan Gurganus, but if you're watching, Alan, I love your book. This is our song, Bugle Boy.
Hey, babe, he's not watching.
Gosh.
It looked like.
It could have...
I hate to break it to you.
Excuse me, nice-looking man in Hillsborough. If you were watching, you have a doppelganger, and his name is Alan Gurganus.
The song's called Bugle Boy.
Bugle Boy was my husband's best friend. They wore the gray for the marching band. They set out swimming in a Cape Fear hole, 'cause the Rebs don't issue no green sheds on the hill, they saw the boys' good time. They put young Ned on their firing line. Just a child swinging on a vine turned the river the color of muscadine wine. I spent my days trying to heal him, carried his burden all my life, and I hope that tomorrow that great won't rule my mind. Well, my husband said Ned's voice was so clear, it was the purest you'd ever get to hear a tone that would never get to change, would hit you harder than the feds can name. When Ned died, my husband went wild. He lost himself while the army lost a child. He wore Ned's things to the Petersburg campaign and carried that Hugo right into his grave. I spent my days trying to heal him, carried his burden all my life, and I hope that tomorrow that great won't rule my mind. Too old to lie and I'm too vain to need. Talk's the only pleasure that's left for me. My husband's vet from the war between the states has left me with too much on my plate. I spend my days trying to heal him, carry his burden all my life, and I hope that tomorrow that great won't rule my mind, and I hope that tomorrow that great won't rule my mind.
All right. That was fun, wasn't it, boys?
It's a heavy topic.
Speaking of heavy topics,
You want to tell them what happened to me 2 days ago?
oh boy,
That was a heavy topic.
that was scary. So, if y'all are listening out there, chances are you probably know that Sarah and I live out in the middle of nowhere in Chatham County on 11 acres in a little farm, and Sarah and I decided, you know what, during quarantine, what better character building than to build a fence
It's miserable.
by hand. We have no tractor or power tools.
I'm ready to stop doing it. It's horrible.
So we're building a fence, and we're digging this hole, and we have this little turkey, and Sarah says, oh, I see a cinder block in the pasture close to where we're building the fence, and there's a worm under the cinder block, and I think I'm going to move the cinder block so that the turkey can get the worm. So she kicks over the cinder block, just trying to feed our little turkey. And unfortunately, as soon as the cinder block falls over, a huge swarm of wasps come flying out and bites her like 8 times.
Yeah, you probably can't tell, but I'm still this
She's
wrist
very
looks like a
swollen.
cankle. Okay, it's not cute. But Austin, I'm like
Oh boy,
screaming.
we have to get into this part.
Yes, we do.
Come
This
on.
is important. The people need to know. I'm like screaming. I'm telling Austin like, run away. Okay, my clothes. Hate to break it to you, they came off. I'm like,
She was freaking out.
I was freaking out, trying to get the wasp off, and Austin is just standing there like,
I'm a slow reactor.
He did not react, and I said, Austin, go get me some Benadryl.
Most of the time, my calm disposition really does wonders for me, but not in this case.
This was
not one of those.
I really needed his blood pressure to go up and for him to get off his,
She screamed to run. I took about 2 steps, and I was like, no, not really. But she told me to get some Benadryl, and I went inside, and it wasn't in its container, so I had no idea it was Benadryl.
So we had a lesson. The pink pills.
A lot of pink pills laying around.
A lot of pink pills. The pink pills are Benadryl, y'all.
Yikes. Those wasps really got her.
That was our adventure this week.
No more fence building for a while. So that's the moral of that story. So now we're going to play you a really sad number that we wrote off the new album. And you know what? It's really just about, at its core, how sometimes when tragedy happens, it's just best not to say anything at all. Like, words don't matter. Just being there for somebody is really what matters. And that's what this tune's about. It's called I Grew Up Loving Jesus. Firstborn came into the world. I promised I would tell him all I knew about life and the lessons I learned along the way. But today I have no words to say. My bride got sick with the lonely. Her world started caving. She won many battles, but in June she lost the war. I cannot hear her words anymore. People ask me how I'm doing. My mind reads like a bell. My face has no story to tell. Now let's part and I start trying to explain. Without you I feel nothing but pain. All my life I tried words, and at the end they all failed. It's okay to say nothing at all. It's okay to say nothing at all. All right.
All right, guys. I hope you all are having fun out there. I'm really just trying to imagine that everyone is sitting on their couch or like on their back patio, wherever you are, and enjoying this. It's been really fun for me to see the orders come through for the tickets. And I love this band because I know so many of y'all's names and like your faces, and I can like actually picture, like, I guess like I'm talking about in this year song, you know, knowing like what college you went to and all that kind of creepy stuff. But it's just been really neat. I know we have people
It's
watching.
Like a weird turn here.
And I'm just.
We know you. Buy a ticket to our show.
I am really excited to see the people. All right. There's been people from our friends in Canada. We have some people in Japan watching. Sorry, this is I don't know. This is 6 a.m. for you or something like that. So it's just really neat to know so many people watching from all over. We're going to take a second to retune for the big doozy of a song.
So I want to take a minute to shout out to my little sister, who I'm sure is watching. She got married a little over a year ago, August of last year. And she asked us, me and Sarah, to play at the wedding. The thing about my sister, though, is we're very close, but music, we're very opposite in a lot of ways. Like, music is not something that's, like, super important to her. She's very, like, radio hits kind of person, or, like, you know.
You just aged yourself, like.
Radio hits. Do people listen to the radio anymore? Alan, stop smirking. Anyways, she was like, you know, we said, look, we're going to play at the wedding. We're very honored to do so, but can you just pick something that's, like, you know, has some meaning to you, so that we can play a really just impactful song? And she honestly just could not think of anything. And it was like a week before the wedding or so. And Sarah and I were just thinking about marriage and thinking about relationships. And that's really what prompted this song, which is mostly just about community and how important it is to have people in your life to go through hard times with, regardless of who those people are, whether they're neighbors or cousins or a spouse or a partner. And I'm really glad that we wrote this song, because I think during these times of coronavirus and not being able to be in that same kind of community face-to-face as we once were, we can all appreciate how much we miss it. So we're going to play this one for you now. It's called Oxen. If we can ever get in tune.
It's as good as it's going to get.
Ride into the dusty town, find yourself a pair of oxen that will take you where I have called you to go on down the line. If you're tired, take some fruit from the vine. I have tasked you with more than you can bear. That's why you'll have to find a pair. Hitch 'em up and see how they pull. The yoke is easy, but the burden will be full. drink. But the beauty comes when the road gets rocky. The river rises and brings you to your knees. You'll find refuge. You'll find strength from the one beside you, helping to pull the weight. There's strength in numbers, we can share the load. Go over your shoulder, there you'll find your hope. Her eyes tell me there is no place we can't go. Jump in the wagon and head on down the road. You'll find a refuge. You'll find strength from the one beside you, helping the weight. You.
Woohoo! We all ended at the same time, which is a big deal for us.
So, funny story. Our lovely producer that's back there, Saman, he really ran us into the ground with this song. We played it about 100 times, and one of the things was, you know, there's a lengthy outro there. It's about 6 times that we play that little riff. And it's kind of an awkward timing. We were playing it and we said, look, we got this song down pat. If you can just tell us when to end, all you have to do is come in, you know, wave your arms, tell us in our headphones, just say like, this is the last one, and we're good. We got it. And that just never happened. Saman he just could not figure out the end. And honestly, we couldn't either for the longest time. So the fact that we ended that at the same time.
I know, and the fact that we haven't played a show together since February, and that we're here, it's
if
just
there was
amazing.
a big crowd of people here right now, what I would say is give it up for our bandmates.
Yeah.
Because they deserve it.
These guys are so awesome and so tolerant.
If you're at home, give it up for our bandmates.
Right. We are going to take a second now. My cousin Katie is here. She has been our stay-at-home tour manager, and she also manages a lot of the emails and things like that. And she has been collecting questions from the YouTube audience. So she's going to come on up, and we're going to hear what those questions are. And Austin, you better be ready to answer.
Oh boy, I'm ready.
I'm ready. Okay. All right, you're in the hot spot, or the hot seat, Katie.
Joseph would like to know if you guys are going to continue playing the stay-at-home tours and if neighborhoods have to pay for tickets or other fees.
Okay, that's a great question. So you said Joseph?
Yes.
So Joseph is asking if we are going to continue doing stay-at-home tours. And yes, we have plans to play the stay-at-home tours as long as we possibly can, as long as we have to, until things are back to normal. We have everything like ready to go for October, and we're already looking ahead till the spring. And if you want to submit your neighborhood for the stay-at-home tour, just go to chathamrabbits.com/stay-at-home tour, and you can submit your neighborhood. We would love to come see you, and we just rely on tips from neighborhoods from neighbors when we visit their neighborhoods. Okay.
The next question is from Motocross12, and he would like to know the meaning behind the song Mike and David.
Ooh.
Oh, well, I believe we're going to play one song after this question segment, and then we're going to play Mike and David. So, Motocross 12, Motocross 12, we will tell you the story. And in exchange for telling you the story, can you come to our house and teach me motocross? That's my question for you.
All right, your last question is just a general question.
Awesome.
Is there a third album in the works?
Ooh,
That's a great question.
What a tee up. Did we pay somebody to
I know.
ask that?
I really, we should have. That was a great
Katie's like,
question.
no, you barely paid me.
The question was, is there a third album in the works? And yes, there is. Austin and I have written 6 songs that we're really happy with. They're going to go on the next album. One of them is a gospel tune. One of them is kind of, I don't know, westerny. We've got some really, really cool stuff in the works. But quarantine, especially those the first month or so before we had the stay-at-home tour, we really got a lot of songwriting done.
Yeah.
And I think when you hear this next album, whatever it's called, whenever it comes out, you're going to hear the influence that 2020 had on our songwriting and our music.
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks, Katie. All right, guys. We're going to keep rolling on through. We've got some more tunes for you. So, like I said, I grew up not too far from where we are right now in Alamance County, North Carolina. And I was actually homeschooled until I went to college, which is maybe why I like to wear feed sacks skirts. But growing up, my mom was always looking for ways to take us to like extracurricular things and workshops and whatnot. And one of the things that my mom got my brothers and I really into was storytelling. And we learned to really love the North Carolina storyteller, Donald Davis. He is from Waynesville, North Carolina, and Haywood County up in the mountains. And he told this story, it's a completely true story about his childhood friend who was drafted to fight in Vietnam, and the story about him and his father and what happened when he went off to war. And the story is so compelling. I wanted to write a song about it, and I don't want to spoil too much, but you'll have to just listen to the lyrics and see what you think happened in the end. This is our song, Mr. Davis.
Mama, where are you going? She rushed me out the door to pay respects to the Davis boy. He's died in the war. Well, I was looking for the body. Mr. Davis stood alone. A letter stacked officially, his eyes to the floor. If I don't open that letter, one I'm told to dread, he won't be dead. Mr. Davis slowed down quickly and died a broken-hearted man, hoping that the sun would come back from that jungle land. Well, I had to read the letter and know just what it said. And now I can't get those words out of my head. If you get this letter, know that I'm safe now from the harm. I want to come home. Daddy, if you aren't ashamed, leave the porch light on. Leave the porch light on.
All right.
Nothing like a little
So-
downer for your Friday night.
Motocross 12, this is your time here. We're going to play a tune called Mike and David. And this song is one that I actually wrote. I had an Uncle Mike and an Uncle David last year that both passed away sort of unexpectedly at a really young age, at age 64, and which is far too young. And the crazy thing was about these uncles is they were on opposite sides of the family. So, you know, they both, you know, everybody has that family member that really influences them and kind of molds what their hobbies are. And these were those two uncles for me. They really impacted me in a very great way. One taught me how to play the guitar and taught me about hunting. One taught me about fishing and my love of the beach. And when they passed away, it really impacted me. And I was sat down one day to write, and I realized that because they were on opposite sides of the family, they never actually met each other before. And these two uncles that really shaped my life had never even met. And so wherever they are right now, hopefully up in heaven, I just think about them hanging out together. And that's what this song's about. It's called Mike and David.
You're doing a great job, Austin.
Mike and David were the best of friends. They never met, but they would have been. One stayed soaked to the bone. One was as dry as a mountain stone. Mike had salt running through his veins. David loved the hills and the sugar cane. In another life, they'd be yin and yang. Now I dream they'll meet beyond the grave. They taught me how to load a hook and a line. Sent me out chasing game till the setting sun. It was never about what I brought home, but being okay in the wilderness on my own. David put his guitar in my hand, said if I can play it, you sure as hell can. Those words lit a fire, now I stand on stages all over this fair land. Mike's voice was as rough as a cobblestone. David whispered in dry, windy tone. Both told me stories that felt like home, about days gone by that wish I'd known. Mike and David were the best of friends. They never met, but they would have been.
Whew. We decided to play all the heavy songs at the very end of the set.
Don't worry, we're going to end with a very exciting one.
Guys, we have time for one more song for y'all. I want to just thank everyone that bought a ticket or had plans to come see us in person, and you kept your ticket to see this tonight. We really, really, really appreciate it. Y'all do not understand how much this means to us and the ability to pay our bills, pay these awesome musicians, the film crew, the Hall River Ballroom. Like, you guys are, talk about stimulus. This is the real stimulus right here. So thank you so much. If you are watching, we greatly, greatly appreciate it. I also want to do a huge, huge shout out to all of our patrons over on patreon.com. We have 142 people that support us, and they have also just been keeping us going during these past couple of months, and we're so grateful for that. And of course, thank you to the band. Thank you to Heather and Tom Lagarde of the Hall River Ballroom.
I feel like we need some applause. Let's give ourselves a round of applause.
Let's give ourselves a round of applause. I think we did pretty darn good.
That's what we needed.
Pretty darn good for having not played a show since February. Thank you to Wild Pony Productions, and thank you to Saman Kajinian, our amazing producer, for running sound, and my awesome cousin / our tour manager, Katie Fields, for keeping everything running.
We're going to end things on the last song that's on our new album. And, you know, it's one of those hidden gems. It's the last song on the record, but I think it's one of my favorites for sure. And it's just a song about, we really originally wrote it about quitting our jobs to play music for a living. But really, it's just a song about how, you know, there's always that thing that people want to try. And maybe never just get around to trying. And, you know, we just hope that we inspire people to do that thing that they've always wanted to do. And we're, you know, times are hard right now for musicians, but we're really thankful that we're doing this and we're doing what we feel like we're called to do. And yeah, that's what this tune about. It's called Hinges.
I realize this is a tacky place to say this, but we had special candles made just for these album release shows to go along with this song. And I haven't mentioned this all night. We have a merch table for sale, and all the
entire
the
table's
whole
for
table.
sale.
You can buy the whole table for the right price. We'll sell you the table. Everything on the table is for sale, but we have special candles that go along with the first verse of this song.
They were supposed to be just for our album release show in May. And by the way, our in-person album release show was going to be at the Carolina Theater of Durham, and it's been rescheduled for April. What is the exact date? April 3rd, 2021. We don't know what that's going to look like, but, we're hopeful that maybe somehow we can see you in person then. And if you buy your candle, maybe you can, between now and then, you can think of us when you look at it.
Thank you guys so much. Here's Hinges.
Like an unburned candle, you're a piece of art. It's time to light the flame, let it melt your heart. What good is potential without a force to move? I promise not to hurt you, leave you black and blue. I wanna come to your house and track my dirt behind, so everybody knows that you are mine. Blood in the hallway, cobwebs on the door, means that we have time to make love even more. Let this old house fall to pieces. Let the rain drip in the pan. Let the dust settle on the hard pine floor. Let the hinges creak in the door. Spencer Mobley on the record. We'll spend half our life sleeping in the dark. Make this old world better. Be sure to leave your mark. Let's ride into the sunset. Leave the green behind. We can find more somewhere further on down the line. Let this old house fall to pieces. Let the rain drip in the pan. Let the dust settle on the hard pine floor. Let the hinges creak in the door.
Joe McHale.
Move muscle, unless it's north to south. Say yes to me, darling. Kiss my dirty mouth. I promise I'll show you a world that's sure to please. Cut the ties that hold you back. Feel sweet relief. Let this old house fall to pieces. Let the rain drip in the pan. Let the dust settle on the hard pine floors. Let the hinges creak in the door. Let this old house fall to pieces.
Thank you guys so much. I wish I could see you in person. Austin and I are so grateful that you watched the show. Thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you so much. Maybe we'll see you in person soon.
That's right. Bye, guys. Have a great night.